Hey, I'm Emma. So, Alex and I were talking the other day about something we've both seen happen way too many times in workplaces.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because it's so preventable. We're talking about quiet people getting overlooked at work. And I mean really talented, smart, capable people.
Right? Like, these aren't people who lack skills or ideas, but somehow they just disappear. They become invisible in their own careers.
And here's what's wild. It's not because they're doing bad work. It's because silence gets interpreted as something else entirely.
As what?
As lack of leadership, lack of confidence, lack of engagement, even when none of that is true.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Why does silence get interpreted so negatively?
I think it's because in professional environments, especially international ones, people expect communication. They expect you to share your thoughts, your progress, your ideas.
Right. Like, if you're quiet, people start filling in the blanks themselves. And they don't usually fill them in favorably.
Exactly. They think maybe they don't have ideas. Maybe they're not interested. Maybe they can't handle more responsibility.
When in reality, the person might just be, I don't know, thinking, or feeling unsure about their English, or just naturally introverted.
Yeah. Or they come from a culture where speaking up constantly isn't the norm, where listening and observing is valued.
But in a lot of workplaces, that doesn't translate well. Silence doesn't read as thoughtful, it reads as absent.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Let me tell you about someone I worked with. Really smart guy, great technical skills, always delivered quality work on time.
Sounds like a solid employee.
He was, but in meetings, he barely said anything, like maybe one or two sentences the entire hour. And when people asked him questions, his answers were super short,
Like, how short?
like, yes, no, I think so. That's it. No elaboration, no follow up.
Ah, I see where this is going.
So when a leadership position opened up, he didn't even get considered. And he was shocked. He thought his work would speak for itself.
But it didn't.
Nope, because the people making the decision had never really heard him speak. They didn't know how he thought. They didn't know if he could communicate with clients or lead a team.
And that's the thing, right? Leadership requires communication. So if you're silent, people assume you can't lead.
Even if that assumption is completely wrong.
And I think for a lot of people, English is a huge part of why they stay quiet.
Oh, absolutely. When you're not confident in your English, every sentence feels like a risk.
Yeah, you're worried about grammar. You're worried about pronunciation. You're worried people won't understand you or will judge you.
So you keep your answers short. You avoid elaborating. You stay in your comfort zone.
Which makes total sense from your perspective. But from everyone else's perspective,
You seem disengaged, uninterested, maybe even incapable.
which is so unfair, but it's the reality.
It is. And the frustrating part is that the solution isn't necessarily improving your English to some perfect level.
Right. It's about using the English you have more effectively.
Let's talk about short answers, because this is huge.
Yeah. So someone asks you, how's the project going? And you say, good.
Okay, and?
And nothing. That's it. Good.
Right. And grammatically, that's fine. But professionally, it gives nothing.
It doesn't invite conversation. It doesn't show your thinking. It doesn't demonstrate competence.
But here's the thing. You don't need complex English to fix this. You just need to add one more sentence.
Exactly. Good. We're on track to finish by Friday. Or, good. We just completed the first phase.
Same level of English, but now you're actually communicating.
And people hear that and think, okay, this person knows what's happening. They're engaged. They're on top of things.
Versus just good, which makes people wonder if you're even paying attention.
Another thing I see a lot is lack of verbal follow-up.
What do you mean?
Like, someone will finish a task, but they won't tell anyone. They'll just move on to the next thing.
Oh, yeah. They assume people know, or they'll check the system, or whatever.
But here's the problem. If you don't say anything, you're invisible again.
Right. Like you did all this work, but nobody knows.
So you need to close the loop verbally. A quick message. Just wanted to let you know I finished the analysis.
Or, the report is ready for your review. Super simple.
And it takes like 5 seconds, but it makes you visible. It shows initiative. It shows communication skills.
Exactly. And those are the things people remember when they're thinking about promotions or new opportunities. So let's give some practical phrases for people who want to stop being so quiet but don't know where to start.
Okay, first one. When someone asks how something is going, add context. It's going well. We've completed X and we're moving into Y.
Good one. What about in meetings when you want to contribute but you're not sure how?
Try, I have a thought on this, if that's okay. Or, can I share something quickly?
Yes, those are non-threatening. They ask permission, which feels polite, but they get you into the conversation.
Another one for meetings. I agree with what was just said, and I'd add that.
Oh, I love that. Because you're building on someone else's idea, so it feels collaborative, not competitive.
Exactly. And for follow-up, just use quick update. I've finished task.
Or, just checking in to let you know status.
These phrases aren't fancy. They're not impressive vocabulary, but they work.
And they're easy to remember, which is key. Because if a phrase is too complicated, you won't use it.
Here's something important to understand. You don't need to talk a lot to be visible.
Oh, thank goodness. Because some people think being visible means talking constantly, and that's exhausting.
Right? No, it's not about volume. It's about clarity.
Exactly. You can say less than other people, but if what you say is clear and valuable, that's what matters.
I've seen people dominate entire meetings but say nothing of substance. And I've seen people contribute 2 sentences that shift the whole conversation.
And guess which person gets remembered?
The second one, always.
Because clarity beats volume every single time.
So if you're naturally quiet, that's okay. You don't have to become the loudest person in the room.
You just have to be clear when you do speak, and you have to speak enough that people remember you're there. So if you're someone who's been quiet at work and you're realizing it's holding you back, what do you do?
Start by adding 1 sentence to your answers. When someone asks how something is going, don't just say, fine. Add one piece of information.
And in your next meeting, commit to saying something, even if it's just agreeing with someone else's point.
Use one of those phrases we talked about. I agree with that, and I'd add, or can I share something quickly?
And notice what happens. Notice that people listen. Notice that your English is probably better than you thought.
Because most of the time, the barrier isn't your English. It's your belief about your English.
Yes, that's so true.
And once you realize that, everything changes.
Okay, if you found this helpful, hit subscribe. We're doing these conversations every week about real professional challenges.
And seriously, leave a comment. Are you naturally quiet at work? What's the hardest part about speaking up? We want to hear from you.
We really do. We read everything and we reply when we can.
Being quiet doesn't mean you're not capable.
But being invisible does limit your opportunities.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
See you next time.